All right, what is up, fans? It is your boy TPJ here of Hoops and Brews. I am here live with your Jazz versus LA Clippers halftime report. First off, in this game, the Utah Jazz get off to an incredible start in the first quarter, taking a huge lead against the Clippers, but it wasn't until Lou Williams came off the bench to provide that instant spark. He put up 8 points in the first half for the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Clippers at one point in time in this game actually came back to take the lead. But unfortunately for the Clippers, Bogdanovich has been huge in this game, not only defensively, but also offensively. He has been a fire starter for the Utah Jazz, who, I won't lie, I am very, 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 very impressed with what this Utah Jazz team has been able to do and has been able to accomplish defensively. I think that this team is obviously the #1 rated team in the NBA in terms of defense. Obviously, you have the Stifle Tower and Rudy Gobert. They're, #1 holding teams down, but also making sure that the paint is consistently locked down. The Jazz currently lead the NBA right now in defensive rating, giving up only 94 points per game, which is incredible. The Clippers right now are currently tops in the league in field goal percentage, but in this game currently, they did not shoot that well from the floor really to start the game. Currently, the Los Angeles Clippers are shooting 34.9% from the field and 12.5% from the three-point range, which is honestly incredible. Oh no, but which is honestly incredible. So anyways, moving on, Jeff Green didn't really play that well for the Clippers in the first half. I was really expecting much more from him. I thought that he would, come out and play a little bit better kind of to start the game. I really, really think that the one thing that we really see from both of these teams, as someone said in the chat room, is that this is a very defensive game. This is an extremely defensive game, and the Utah Jazz have not only lost one of their biggest and best rebounders in Ed Davis. Unfortunately, he's currently out and he is injured. But Royce O'Neal has not provided anything for the Utah Jazz, and he is in their starting lineup currently. He is 0-2 from 3. He is 0-4 from the field. He's only given you 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and he's a -7 for the game. Unfortunately for the Utah Jazz, they definitely need this to turn around. There is, as I said before, no Ed Davis, as well as there is no Emmanuel Mudiay playing tonight for the Utah Jazz, who are playing against a Clippers team that the Jazz beat the other night on TNT, but the only difference was Kawhi Leonard was resting because he was preparing for the Spurs back-to-back game. So anyways, let's go ahead. Let's hop very quickly into the rest of the NBA action for tonight. Moving on to the next game, we have the Miami Heat thrashing. And when I say thrashing, I mean thrashing the Houston Rockets 129 to a score of 100. The Rockets fall to 500 currently on the season. Currently, the Miami Heat are 5-1 with one of the best records in the NBA. PJ Tucker did not play that well today. He was a -41 for the game. Russell Westbrook was a -46 for the game. James Harden did score 29, give you 4 rebounds and 3 assists, but overall, the Miami Heat got thrashed. The Miami Heat did the thrashing. Myers Leonard played great today. He was 9 of 11 from the field goal range, and he scored 21 points, as well as Jimmy Butler. He played decently. Obviously, he hasn't been putting up the numbers that we expect him to put up in Miami. But I think the one thing that this Miami team has proven this year is that they have a very, very deep team, and they have a bunch of guys that can score the basketball. Moving on to the next game, the Chicago Bulls, unfortunately, suffered a loss to the Indiana Pacers. If you know anything about me, you know I am a Chicago Bulls fan. And if you know about me and you follow Hoops and Brews, you know that I had the Chicago Bulls making the playoffs. This team that I am currently looking at is not going to make the playoffs. I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. They are currently 1-4 away, which for the good news for the Bulls is that they do have more home games coming in the future. But as of right now, the Chicago Bulls look to be terrible. Jim Boylan looks like he is a fraud. Larry Markkinen does not look good. Otto Porter does not look good. Wendell Carter Jr., he's been looking very, very good. Very solid night tonight, 20-10. Zach LaVine, 8 of 20 from the field goal range, 21 points. Not very impressed with Zach LaVine this season, to be quite honest. If you watch Hoops and Brews, you know that Pavy is a guy that says that Zach LaVine is a top 5 future MVP candidate. I am not seeing it from him. TJ Warren came up big in this win for the Indiana Pacers, giving you 26 points on 10 of 16 from the field goal range. He was also 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Jeremy Lamb today, he was 1 of 6 from the field goal range, but he was 9 of 9 from the free throw line. The fact that the Chicago Bulls gave up 9 free throws to Jeremy Lamb should already tell you what you need to know about it. And Malcolm Brogdon followed up with another great game. He gave us 22 points, 7 assists, and on 9 of 15 shooting from the field. Let's go ahead, hop into the next game. The New York Knickerbockers, the New York Trasherbockers, the New York Trasherbockers. They got trash because we all know the New York Knicks are trash. The New York Knicks are worse than the Chicago Bulls, and you know how bad that is. Currently, the New York Knicks have lost today to the Sacramento Kings, who are currently on a small 2-game winning streak after dropping their first 5 games. De'Aaron Fox today put up 24 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. Rashawn Holmes, put in 14 points, 10 rebounds, as well as 3 assists. The huge key for me and for this, Kings team is Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield put in a good performance today. 22 points, second highest plus-minus rating on the team with a plus 26 behind Harrison Barnes, who was a plus 28. Let's just be real about it. The New York Knicks are bad. They're not going to win any games. Shout out to RJ Barrett. He's played decent, but it's not going to be good enough to get this team to the playoffs. Let's move on to the next game. The next game, the Los Angeles Lakers, who were blowing the San Antonio Spurs out to start the second half after the Lakers came out and put up a dominant second quarter, dropping 30 points in that second frame. The Spurs only dropped 18. In the third quarter, the Spurs actually came back themselves and responded themselves with a 29-point quarter, as well as holding the Lakers only to 21 points in the third quarter. DeJounte Murray was great in this game. He was huge. At one point in time, he had 14 straight points for the Spurs, which was obviously very, very unexpected. To me, the biggest problem with the Spurs is the Spurs lack the size that they need to be able to go in and win games against tough Western Conference opponents, including the LA Clippers, including the Los Angeles Lakers. As you can see, Trey Lyles today did not play as well as you would need him to play. He only gave you 4 points, and he gave you 2 rebounds and 14 minutes of action. Jakob Poeltl did not play that well. 1 point. He only gave you 2 rebounds in 19 minutes of action. Derek White had a decent game. Obviously, he had a scary fall after a Dwight Howard foul, which they thought was a flagrant. Dwight Howard has played well. Dwight Howard, so far for this Lakers team, has been the MVP off the bench. Currently, today, he scored 7 of 7 from the field goal range, giving you 14 points and 13 rebounds. Dwight Howard had a monster night. And also LeBron James with another back-to-back triple-double, followed up his performance versus the Mavericks with another huge game and another triple-double, giving you 21 points, 13 assists, 11 rebounds, 10 defensive rebounds. He was 8 of 23 from the field goal range. Obviously, LeBron has not been shooting the ball very well. He was also 0 of 6 from the three-point line. Anthony Davis also chimed in today with another double-double of his own with 25 points, 11 rebounds. Let's go ahead and hop into the last game of the night before we get ready to get you back into this second half of Clippers versus Jazz basketball. The Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic. I told you, he's big, he's huge, he's coming for you, LeBron. He's coming for the crown. Luka Doncic is coming for the crown. Luka Doncic tonight put up 29 points. He gave you 15 assists, 14 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds for the team tonight on 9 of 17 shooting, 5 of 10 from the three-point line, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Kristaps Porzingis also gave you 18 and 9 today on 7 of 14 shooting today. Maxi Keebler, unfortunately, did not play in this game, but he has been a guy that has been playing very, very huge for this Dallas Mavericks team. Boban Marjanovic came off of the bench and actually had the highest plus-minus in the entire game for the Dallas Mavericks. He gave you 12 points and he gave you 8 rebounds and 15 minutes of action. For the Cavaliers, obviously, they are going to stink, and they are going to continue to stink because they do not have a good team. Kevin Love today put up 29 points, gave you 8 rebounds. Tristan Thompson, who had a monster night the other night against the Chicago Bulls, was neutralized tonight on 4 of 10 shooting from the field goal range. He gave you 11 points, 12 rebounds. He was a -8 for the game. Colin Sexton, -18 for the game. Darius Garland, -11. Larry Nance Jr., -33. Oh, my God, that's bad. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get you guys back into the second half of action between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Utah Jazz. The Clippers are at home tonight in the Staples Center. Kawhi Leonard has come out and continued to score and be the dynamo that he is. Currently in the first quarter, he has not put up a ton of points, but he did have a couple flashy plays and a couple flashy scores. Look for Kawhi Leonard to establish himself in the second half. He went 1 of 9 on shooting from the field goal range in the first half of basketball. He will play better. Lou Williams will play better. Montrezl Harrell was 2 of 3 from the floor. He gave you 4 points, 1 rebound. Also, Lou Williams, I believe this is a game in which Lou Williams and Kawhi Leonard will finish this game both with 30 points. Patrick Patterson, another terrible performance so far in the first half, but hopefully he can rebound it and shoot better. He scored no points. He gave you 1 rebound, and he had 1 personal foul, 1 turnover on all of 1 shooting from the field goal range. We're going to go ahead, get you guys back into this Jazz versus Clippers game. For everybody that's going to continue to watch this stream, thank you for tuning in and watching this, and I'm going to go ahead. We're going to, have you guys tune in to some Los Angeles Clippers content that we have. This is all of our Clippers content for the past week, including a preview clip of last, episode of the 2-for-1 show. Start myself every night. I talk NBA basketball. We recap the night of NBA's action. Last episode, I was joined by the homie Darius, as well as by Pavy of Hoops and Brews. Pavy will be in the house tonight, in the studio tonight for the 2-for-1 show. You will see us live. We will also have a brand new Hoops and Brews episode for you all tomorrow at 3 p.m. Yes, I said tomorrow, a brand new episode of Hoops and Brews at 3 p.m. 2-for-1 show tonight. Be sure, check out the Clippers versus Jazz. I will get up with you all later, and make sure you stick around and you check out this content as we prepare to watch the second half. And until next time, I'll get up with you later on the new show.